Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today we're doing Four-Gate again. Which Four-Gate though? This is a different one because we already did the Four-Gate River Kelvin Rye, which I have right over here. We're going to compare that one to the one we're doing today. Today we're doing the Four-Gate Split Stave by Kelvin, batch 10. It's 112.5 proof. Now this is a rye, finished in new American white oak, toasted and charred. So, split stave, what the hell does that mean? So, when you have a barrel, you have staves, just like this. And so what they did was when they put this barrel together, they did a charred stave and a toasted stave right next to each other. And then another charred stave, then toasted, charred, all the way around until they had a completed barrel, alternating between toasted and charred staves. Now, this is a 7-year-old MGP 95.5 rye. The split staves were medium toast and number 2 char. So they finished in that. They don't say what the char was on the initial maturation barrel, but a number 2 char is relatively low. I mean, they go as high as 5. 5's an absolute alligator char, like this flight board that I made. It's made from that super heavy char that's called an alligator char because it kind of looks like alligator skin. And then you have, lighter, like this is a lighter char on this piece that I did. And then one of these that I was just holding, some of these are very lightly. These are much lighter charred. I don't know if you can see on this one. This one's pretty light. It's not too bad. That's probably a 3. So a number 2 is relatively light char. And they're alternating between that medium toast and that number 2 char to give specific flavor profile to the whiskey. So let's see what that looks like, what that smells like, and tastes like. And then we're going to compare it to the Kelvin River Rye batch 13 that I had. It's 113 proof, so super close, half a proof away from each other. And see, they're the same MGP Rye mash bill, 95.5. This one is 8 years, so it's a little, I'm going to go ahead and pour it. It's a little bit older, not much, just 1 year. And let's see which one's better. Let's see if the split stave really turns it up a notch, or if it's just no difference here. Price-wise, these guys are really close to the same price point, to a little under $200. So, Four-Gate is kind of pricey, in my opinion, for MGP whiskey, because you can get MGP finished whiskey from a lot of places, some more legitimate than others, as we've talked about in the past. But always almost for a lower price. Now, there are some wild finishes on MGP stuff that get expensive, like the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, but that's going through an extensive finishing process and then blending, and honestly, it's absolutely worth the money. The River Rye, I don't think is worth $180, in my opinion. Let's see what the split stave can do for us. This is a delicious rye, but I can get something relatively equivalent for under $100. So, is it worth the extra $100 basically? In my opinion, no. Let's see if split stave convinces me that it is. Oh, good God. Oh, woo. I got a little too far in that one. Is this like honey and apricot marmalade mixed together with some confectioner sugar on top? Beautiful little sprig of, what is it called? I think it's a stick of cinnamon. A cinnamon stick. A stick of cinnamon. That's a dumb name, right? Because it's like curled. I don't know. It's a weird name for cinnamon. A cinnamon stick. It's not really a stick. It's like peeled and curled bark. I don't know. Whatever. there's a note that's almost peanut butter, but it's like peanut butter that's been cut with honey, like really thin peanut butter that's had like honey stirred in or oil stirred into it. There's a hint of jamminess. There's a little pepperiness in the background. The rye is gorgeous in here. And what's weird, for this being a 95.5 rye, 95% rye, 5% barley, the rye is not punching you in the face. It's there, but it's being hidden, or not hidden, but it's there with all of these other really great, robust flavors that keep the rye pretty mellow. That smells amazing. I have to taste this now. Oh, that's really nice. It comes in like 3 different waves of flavors. First it's like honey and oak, and then it's cinnamon and rye, and then it goes back to like a vanilla oak into the finish. Oh. Second sip, the pepperiness comes forward right in the mid palate. Still finishes vanilla oak. The cinnamon is still there, but there's like a nice pepperiness that comes through right in the mid palate now. Starts to drink a little warm. You start to feel that proof point after a couple sips. Now, let's compare to the River. Let me cleanse my palate. River Kelvin Rye. I don't know why they call it that. It's a weird name. I didn't look it up, but Kelvin is the cooperage. That's all butterscotch. Butterscotch, cherry cola, cinnamon. Wow, I gotta tell you, that's gotten a little better since the first time I tasted it. Now, someone did tell me that these need to open up. Now, okay, I get it. I understand why. I understand why whiskeys open up. They got to get some oxygen in them. They oxidize, and it alters the whiskey. I don't want to buy a whiskey that I've got to open, take a pour out of it that may not be great, and then wait 2 or 3 weeks, a month, and then have a wonderful whiskey. Why would I want that? Why would I want that? Why would I want a whiskey that I have to let open up to be enjoyable? I don't love that. I don't love that. I know it's there. I know it's a thing. I know certain whiskeys are heavily influenced by air and really change. And I've had whiskeys that got drastically better with time. I don't want to not enjoy the first quarter of a bottle and then have a wonderful 3/4 of a bottle. It's annoying. And if you know that going in, you could decant the entire bottle and then put it back in the bottle and speed that process along. But you don't know that going in. You don't know until you know. And then you know. And knowing is half the battle. So I have to say, this River Kelvin Rye got drastically better than when I initially reviewed it. So let's see here. Got some... Is that a bug or... I think that's some char from the barrel. Dang, look at that. Yeah, that's barrel char. Cool. All right. This is butterscotchy, cherry cola, cinnamon and rye. Let's taste it. It's far more rye forward. That cherry cola comes through on the palate vanilla on the finish, into oak. Not as much pepperiness. This is definitely pepperier and spicier. Oh yeah. Now I wonder, do I need to give this thing a freaking week? Do I have to re-review this in a week from now? I mean, this is 60% better than it was on my initial review. Maybe I need to start taking a page out of Mash and Drum's playbook and try a whiskey 3 or 4 times before I do the review. Let it get some air in it, and instead of doing fresh cracks and initial impressions, because some of my reviews, I kind of had to go back and amend them. Like, whoa, this changed a lot, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression about a whiskey, because I kind of shit on this. I kind of shit on the River Kelvin Rye in my initial review. It's drastically better. As of right now, the way these are sitting, I'm preferring the River Kelvin Rye over the Split Stave, which I think my opinion on this one is going to change. Like, mine did on this. Wow, that's really frustrating, but it is what it is, and that's whiskey. And that's why you got to try a whiskey more than once. If you try a whiskey once and don't like it, you probably should try it again. Give it some time to open up. Now, the only exception to this rule is Dickel. I'm good there. I don't need to try that again. We'll just move past that and keep going. So, Foregate. Absolutely, both of these are delicious. At the moment, I'm preferring the River Kelvin Rye. That may change. I'm probably going to have to revisit this, and when I do my next Foregate review next week, I'll probably compare to this again and see if my opinion has changed on this as well. That's frustrating, but it is what it is. So we just roll with it and let it be what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Whiskey, it's a kick in the nuts. You think you like something, you think you don't, your opinion changes. Value on these two. They're 180, 190-ish. Are they worth that much money? For a special occasion whiskey, probably. Obviously not a daily drinker. And if you like the MGP profile, you're going to love these. But I think that you can get relatively comparable for half this price and still be very happy. So I don't know. I don't know if they're really worth it, in my opinion, for the money I'm spending. I don't know if they're 100% worth it. But they're still fun to try, and they're beautiful whiskeys. So go for it. If you've got the money to spend, why not? They're gorgeous. Till next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.